Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday afternoon. Hope everybody had a great week. We are back with another webinar from ByteSpeed, this time around VR. And I'm so thrilled to have our guest, Matt Shosey here from Be More Colorful, and we'll get into his introduction here in a second. I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping here. Number one, for those of you that are attending live, please feel free to drop any questions you have down in the Q&A function or the chat. I'll be watching those and kind of monitoring things when Matt's doing his thing. If we don't get to your question by the end of today's webinar, we've got about an hour blocked off. This will go on YouTube, and that's where everybody watching after the fact, welcome. Thanks so much for watching this on our YouTube channel. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments below, or you can email sales@bytespeed.com and we'll get in touch with you. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Matt here. Matt is the CEO of Be More Colorful LLC. Matt's background includes years of experience finding creative ways to reduce technical barriers faced by a broad customer base. His professional roles have included website merchandising, internet marketing analysis, programmer, analyst, mathematics instructor, and technical services manager. Matt describes himself as a lifelong student who loves to learn and apply new concepts in creative and innovative ways. He is passionate about using 360 photography and real-world virtual reality to create a culture of increased curiosity and appreciation of all the world's amazing places. And to demonstrate that, many of these places are hiding in our own communities. Matt is going to be demoing and talking about their awesome new product, CareerView. It's something that I think is really, really needed in the world of virtual reality right now, and solves a hole that kind of has been left wide open by developers in kind of the CTE, career exploration kind of software. And I don't want to steal too much of his thunder, but I think it's an amazing solution that is definitely there for virtual reality, but has some cool applications outside of VR as well. So that's enough for me. Just a reminder, put your questions in the Q&A. I'll keep watch. And without further ado, Matt, the floor is yours.
Great. Well, thanks, Josh. I really appreciate the opportunity. And just so everyone's aware, ByteSpeed has been a vendor of ours for quite some time. We've been in operation for a little over 5 years now, and really appreciate how this partnership has been able to kind of flourish and grow, and to be able to be here today and show you what we've got going on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see here. All right. So as Josh mentioned, my name is Matt Shosey. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Be More Colorful. Be More Colorful is an immersive media production studio. We focus on creating interactive experiences focused on workforce development initiatives. So we create community virtual tour experiences, virtual reality videos, and career experiences. But today I'm really going to focus on the second part of that, the career experiences that we're creating. We've created a product called CareerViewXR, which is an immersive glimpse inside different high demand jobs. And I'll get into kind of the detail of all of that, but I want to talk a little bit about us and our company before we dive into demos. So our whole purpose, our mission is to create immersive media that helps people make better decisions about where they choose to live, learn, work, and play. We've got a relatively small team, but it is a super talented and creative group of individuals. We're actually currently hiring for 3 to 4 additional production folks because we're going to be ramping up production of experiences in the very near future here. But we've got a variety of, from creatives to technical to design. We really work to bridge the gap between technology and visual media to make sure that we're creating things that are functional and really attractive and interesting for people to engage in. A little bit more about the company. Our company values: be authentic, inspire creativity, support community, celebrate collaboration, and love learning. These are 5 values that everyone really aspires to, and we really really get excited about opportunities like this, where we can bring our passion and what we're doing in the career awareness arena to folks who have a really big need to be able to show students, show career seekers, hey, here's what different career pathways are like. So as I mentioned, we've been in business for about 5 years, and it's been a lot of trial and error. The picture you're seeing here, this is our daughter Vivian. This is about 2 years into to Be More Colorful's development, and we're just starting to get into career exploration. And we work with kids a lot to make sure that we're creating things that are engaging them. And I wanted to show you, this was one of our very first opportunities to see the engagement that we could get from kids. Vivian she's a force to be reckoned with. She will tell you if she doesn't like something, if something's not cool, she'll tell you flat out. So I wanted to share this with you because this is one of our first experiences with the power of what VR could do. This is Vivian looking at a 360-degree image in an airplane hangar.
Go there, please. Huh?
You want to go there?
Yes.
Why do you want to go there?
Hey, what does that airplane come on?
Why do you want to go there?
Because I want to. That airplane looks so cool. Can you give me a video of it?
So aside from the obvious cuteness factor there, I mean, that what really compelled us to say, hey, there's something here, was that ability to make an emotional connection with someone by putting them in that location and getting them immersed in the space. So over the past 3 years, we've been really focused on solving that big career awareness problem that's plaguing employers and recruiters and K-12 institutions all around the country, that there's a fundamental lack of access to modern job exploration opportunities, that job shadows, in-person tours, field trips are phenomenal ways to be able to see and understand what different career opportunities and employment opportunities are like. But those experiences are few and far between, and there really isn't an opportunity to scale a field trip, for instance. And it's expensive. There's barriers, time, geography, safety, financial, privacy issues if we're talking about field trips or job shadows in the healthcare setting. All of those issues that were already present and made it really difficult to put kids into careers were then exacerbated tenfold by COVID. So we've actually been developing this CareerView solution pre-COVID, and things have actually accelerated considerably because of how much more difficult it's gotten to get kids into different career exposure opportunities. So what CareerViewXR is, it's a series of virtual day in the life immersive media experiences focused on providing opportunities for early and diverse career exploration. And as Josh mentioned, we do have virtual reality video experiences, but the core of a CareerView experience is actually a web-based experience where, just like a virtual home tour, you can take a virtual career tour and journey through a facility or see what a day in the life of a high demand occupation is like. So we are going to get into some demos, but we've put together a really nice and concise demo video that I want to just, it's a 4-minute video. I want to just play it so that I make sure that everything is covered. And then in a few more minutes here, we'll have a chance to actually dive into the platform and start navigating through and start interacting and answering any questions you may have.
CareerViewXR consists of 3 types of experiences: work environments, field trips, and job shadows. Work environments are a quick glimpse into a place of work to get a feel for the space. Field trips are a journey through a facility focused on one or multiple careers. Job shadows are a full day in the life experience following professionals in the field. First, we will show you a work environment. This type of experience consists of only 1 to 3 scenes to show off a work location. It is the simplest and quickest of the 3 types. This is the start screen, Here you can view information about the experience or visit the CareerViewXR website. Click Start to begin. This is the user interface. Let's take a look at the Help button first. Here, you can see what each user interface icon does in a work environment experience. Return to this Help menu anytime if you need information about an icon. At the top of your screen, you will see the name of the current scene and the total number of scenes in the experience. Let's explore the scene by turning and moving your device or dragging the image with your mouse. You will see information hotspots. Click or tap them to learn important details about each scene. In addition to text and images, there are video hotspots which demonstrate action in that location. On the right, you will see the main menu bar. This bar will allow you to navigate through the experience scene by scene. The menu bar also contains a virtual reality button. Use this to enter VR mode if you have a compatible device, such as a smartphone with virtual reality glasses. Close the VR window to return to the regular scene. Next up, we will explore a field trip experience. Field trips have all the functionality of a work environment, but have more scenes and take you on a journey through a facility. Notice the addition of a navigation button on the user interface. This button provides quick access to any scene. Finally, we will dive into our most immersive experience type. Job shadows contain about as many scenes as field trips, but are focused on following individuals during a typical workday. Job shadows provide you with the questions and answers button. Choose a question from the list to watch a video answer provided by a real career professional. Come take a CVXR experience for a spin and explore what could be on your horizon at CareerViewXR.com.
So that's CareerView in a nutshell, and we're gonna got a couple more slides here, and then we're gonna dive into the platform and start going through the library of experiences we created, talk about what's coming up on the horizon. But I want to make sure to emphasize that this is not something that we just went out and created one day. That we've been developing this platform for over 3 years. And with literally thousands of conversations with classrooms, with educators, with career counselors, making sure that we're creating something that is truly flexible in the classroom. We'll have people ask, what's the age range for these experiences? And well, the language within the experiences is typically that in that middle school to high school range, if students are looking to navigate them on their own. However, there are opportunities to engage with elementary students with this. We're really focused on creating a flexible solution that can work in any classroom setting and can be based on the way it's introduced by the educator or by the counselor. It can be tied into any level of instruction. This is actually what I'm going to show you here is a video that we created at there's an event called Marketplace for Kids. That happens in our region where different entrepreneurs and business leaders come and do presentations for students and just show them what different applied knowledge activities look like. In this case, I'm teaching these students what virtual reality filmmaking looks like, or I was supposed to be. I mentioned to them that we're creating interactive career experiences, and they got super excited and ran with it. It was coincidental that I ended up filming this session. So I want you to be able to hear kind of what students are saying about this. We also create interactive experiences that help you explore different careers. Like, have you seen those big wind turbines out in the country?
Yeah.
We've got a virtual reality experience on top of one of those, so you can see what it's like standing up there.
I want to do it.
We've got other VR experiences showing what's it like inside a diesel shop or inside an emergency room. All kinds of different career options that you could look at. Yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you have a veterinarian experience?
We do not, but I would love. So hold on. I would love to create one, and I love the enthusiasm. Right now we've got 12 experiences. We're working on 12 more, but I want to create hundreds. I want kids to be able to go and see any career that they might want to explore. How cool would it? What do you guys think? How cool would it be to be able to explore careers or jobs in virtual reality?
It would be amazing because then you would actually figure out what you want instead of actually like going to school and getting the degree for it and then actually applying for the job and getting it and then figuring out that you hate it.
I couldn't have said that anybody this. Oh my gosh, you're that is perfect. That is spot on. Because a lot of people do that. They go to school for a long time, and then they find out it's for the wrong thing. So what we do is we create those experiences so that you can get a taste of basically anything. You could see what a veterinarian is doing. You could see what are some other fun careers that jobs that you might want to try. Yeah, we'll go in the back.
Paleontologist.
Paleontologist?
Do you have a paleontologist?
When we don't have a paleontologist, I would love to create one because do you know what? When I was 4 years old and my preschool teacher asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I told her paleontologist.
Okay,
So
I'm surprised you knew what that was.
Okay, let's do everyone just one job or career experience that you'd like to see in VR. Just rapid fire, and then we got to get moving on the rest. What would you like to see?
Cool.
A school teacher?
Horse trainer.
A horse trainer? What would you like to see?
Oh. A business guy?
Business person? Okay, what would you like to see?
Virtual reality filmmaker.
A virtual reality filmmaker. Well, guess what? We're kind of making that right now. What would you like to see?
Working at a college.
Working at a college. So a professor or a researcher. Yep.
Veterinarian.
Of course. And
Horse trainer.
horse trainer. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we've got to jump into the rest of this. I love all your suggestions because we are creating things that we want kids to get really excited about. This is a very common type of reaction that we get from students. And what I love about this is that we're not creating a game. We're not creating, we're not overhyping a career. What we're focusing on is the authenticity of the career. And kids are getting excited just about that because they don't have the opportunity to see what those environments are like. So that's really at our core, what we're working to do is create very real, authentic career experiences that just like my 5th grade counterpart here said, can help kids make better decisions and not go down find the right path, but also not go down the wrong path. So with that, that's all I've got for prepared content. I'd love to jump into the platform, but this might also be a good time to pause and see if anybody's got any initial questions about CareerView or anything that I covered at this point.
Let's see, Heather, I'm going to try and allow you to talk here. I see that your hand is raised. Go for it.
Who did you call on? Oh, it was
Heather. Yep.
Yeah, yep, Heather, go for it.
I'm having a hard time. I'm not hearing Heather.
Let me tell her.
Okay, we did see she dropped it in the chat here, and she just asked what careers are available, and I know that we're going to kind of cover that here soon.
So let's jump into that right now. This is the CareerView website. It's CareerViewXR.com. We have currently 24 different experiences available. these experiences were created as an introductory pilot project that was actually grant funded through a Perkins V Innovation Grant Fund, where we partnered with a number of high schools to create experiences that they wanted to start using in the classroom. So what we've got to start, I'll just tell you a little bit about the CareerView website. The featured experiences area, everything under featured experiences is free for anybody to use anytime. We swap that content out periodically. Typically new experiences we'll put out there and we'll feature. We want a little bit of content to be available for anybody, so you can kind of see what it is, kick the tires, play around with it, and even use it in the classroom. The all experiences area, this is the remainder of the experience that we have. As I mentioned, we've got 24 total experiences right now, primarily focused in trades. We've got a number of healthcare experiences, but we're working to expand that, particularly over the course of the next few months and into the next academic year. We've actually been awarded a substantial award from the state of North Dakota to continue production and development of experiences. So our goal is, in addition to these experiences, we will have another 30 to 40 experiences in high demand industries. We're most likely going to be focusing on skilled trades and healthcare to start, but this is actually part of the reason why we wanted to have this webinar, because we want to make sure that what we're creating is what's going to be impactful for folks like you who would be using it in the classroom. So I guess with that, I'd say, are there any things that you would absolutely want to see? And I can let you know if that's on the immediate roadmap, or if it's down the road, or if it's something that we just need to have on our radar that we haven't thought about yet.
Yeah, so feel free to drop stuff if you have questions about what careers specifically, or if you are looking for a specific type of experience. We also did have another question, Matt. Heather asked if we could use Vive headsets for these platforms. Maybe you want to talk about the compatibility here.
Yes. So what we do, what you've seen on what you saw in the video and what you see on the website, that is the web-based component for CareerViewXR. So those experiences, those are restricted to 2D display devices. But what we do with every single one of these experiences, here we'll jump into wind turbine technician. So this is a field trip experience where we're able to tour a wind turbine. Every single one of these experiences, it has a video that you can play with descriptive text. Every one of these videos, this is actually an excerpt from a 360-degree virtual reality video. So what we do is, in order to have a component that's compatible with all headset devices, is we create an interactive 360-degree video file that can be loaded onto any headset device. So Quest 2, Vive, and any device that can store an MP4 file can play a CareerView video. I mean, it's tough to show the 360. I mean, I can certainly, if we want to pull up a 360 video in here, they don't display particularly well on 2D display devices. But the way that it works is, you have this web-based experience that you can get on any device, and then you have the virtual reality videos that can be loaded straight onto your virtual reality headset. So you have the experience that students can access from the devices they're currently using. And then if you have a headset in the career counselor's office or a VR lab, those pieces of equipment can be loaded with the immersive videos, so that you've got that additional experience of getting even more immersed through the sights and the sounds and the action happening all around you.
Perfect. Okay. Heather did mention that they are interested in careers in teaching.
Okay. So careers in teaching, we have that on the roadmap. When we don't have that planned for the next 3 to 6 months, but it is, I'm going to, we do have careers in teaching on the roadmap. So elementary, secondary, special education, that is, we're working on it. I don't know exactly when we'll end up with those. Are there any particular careers in education that would be of most importance or highest importance for you? Okay. Well, other questions? All right. Well, let's maybe dive into a couple other experiences here then, so we kind of get a sense for some of the other examples that we've got. I'm going to dive into, I mean, you're certainly welcome to any of these featured experiences. I'd encourage you to go in and explore and check those out. But I want to dive into one of these healthcare experiences that we created. This is, so this is one of the experiences that does require a login, but we can at least kind of play through this one a little bit. This is respiratory therapist. This was an experience that we created in conjunction with one of the local high schools. That their community has a need for more respiratory therapists. So we created this experience to be able to show what that full day in the life is. So this respiratory therapy experience, from arriving to work to doing your morning papers to doing setup of equipment, you're able to just kind of take that journey through that full day in the life. So here I'm able to actually see Grant as he's interacting with machines. I can play a video watching Grant come in and actually setting up the ventilator. I can click and interact with hotspots on the equipment and actually see, what is this piece of equipment? What's it doing? The focus of this experience is really to show the depth and breadth of what's everything that's happening in a respiratory therapist day. One of the misconceptions of respiratory therapy is that, is that if you're in that role, you're just dealing with breathing, and maybe you're just doing nebulizer treatments or sleep studies. This experience, we filmed at a hospital with real patients who gave their informed consent to this lady was coming in. She was having trouble breathing and they needed to do an arterial blood draw. So we actually have a video where you are able to watch the arterial blood draw being performed. And when you're wearing the virtual reality headset, you are standing there in this hospital bay watching that draw being performed as if you were there in person. So whenever possible, I mentioned authenticity of the experiences. That's critically important, because in respiratory therapy, if you're thinking that all I'm going to be doing is nebulizer treatments and sleep studies, I want to be a respiratory therapist because I don't have to deal with blood. Well, guess what? You're going to be dealing with blood a lot, because the whole point of breathing is getting oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. And that all happens through your blood. So being able to show kids, what's involved in these experiences and what your day could be like, we really want to want to make sure that we're staying very authentic and not overhyping the careers, just making it something that is truly representative of what your day could be. On that note, jumping further into these experiences, respiratory therapists, particularly in a rural setting, they're taking all the calls. They're not a specialist in any one area. If a patient is coding under cardiac arrest, the respiratory therapist on staff is the one that's manning the air resuscitator bag. So this is another scene inside their emergency room. Obviously, we're not going to actually film someone who's coding. This is actually me playing the role of patient who's undergoing cardiac arrest. But I'll show you the video clip here. When we created this experience, I told the nurse that I wanted her to make the chest compressions look authentic, and she didn't disappoint, which you'll see in just a second here. So we got the respiratory therapist getting started with the air resuscitator bag. So here's Steph, who's the RT. We got our nurse doing the chest compressions, and we really want to make sure that when we're capturing these scenes, when we're creating both the virtual reality videos and the still photos with the standard videos embedded, that it really is representative of what's happening in that day in the life. The other piece that was shown in the video, there is with the job shadow experiences, there is a Q&A portion where you can choose the question and then play the video response to that question.
As anybody goes to school, usually you don't know what you want to go into. When you're talking about
So the way that we structured these Q&As, this was actually done based on feedback that we received from students and educators, where originally we had done interviews that were 5 to 6 minutes in length. And the feedback that we got was no student's going to sit through that much content. So what we ended up doing is we broke all the interviews up into just small, concise bits where the professional is answering the specific question that you want to ask, so that you're able to get to that information in as few clicks as possible. And you can choose to engage with this experience however you want. We often get the question, how long is a CareerView experience? Well, the virtual reality videos are anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes. The interactive web-based experiences, though, you could spend anywhere from 5 to 30, 40 minutes in one of these experiences if you wanted to click on all the hotspots and play all the videos and listen to all of the content. So we're really focused on creating something that is super flexible for using on any classroom device, but also has that even more immersive elements of being in the virtual reality headsets. Looks like, did something else come in on the chat there, Josh?
Yeah, she just clarified that they're interested in all areas of teaching.
Okay.
So that was the one thing that she mentioned. We haven't gotten any other questions or anything in, but maybe you could take us through kind of the platform from like an administrator looking at it. You know, say the school got a subscription, got
Yep.
a license with you guys. Can you talk about how they manage that and how they would go about deploying it in a classroom?
Yep. So the deployment is pretty simple right now. We're still working through what the final version of that is going to be. But essentially, for our schools that subscribe to CareerView, it's one shared login for the web-based experiences. So there's no management of user accounts. So you just go to the CareerView website, and if you hit the login page, you enter your credentials, and then you're in to be able to access all of those experiences. We will eventually be moving to an access code model that will likely be in the next three to 6 months. But for right now, we just have just a very straightforward login process where you would have one administrator that has that username and password, and that's just shared with your staff, with your personnel. The virtual reality videos, what we do with those is we provide you with those video files along with instructions for how to load those to your headset so that you can just have those loaded directly onto the headset. There's no additional app that you need to download. You just use the native video player within your VR headset to play those 360-degree videos.
Awesome. You touched a little bit on kind of the roadmap and kind of where you guys are headed, especially with the LIFT funding. Do you just kind of want to expand on that a little bit? I don't know how much more you have that you want to take folks
Sure.
through, maybe talking about the next 3 to 6 months, what they can expect.
Yeah. Well, why don't I, I'm actually going to bring up the, we are based in North Dakota, and we're actually working very closely with our job service office to, when we're identifying filming locations, a lot of the filming locations that we're doing are in North Dakota because that's where we're able to get connections in those industries. That's not saying that we're only going to be filming in North Dakota, because obviously there are careers elsewhere across the country that we want to make sure that we're showcasing. But we've been working very closely with our job service office because they've put together an amazing list of high demand occupations that parallels high demand occupations on the nationwide scale as well. So this is and I can certainly send this out. If anybody wants the list, this is the list that we're, excuse me, that we are generally working from. And like I mentioned, we're anticipating that healthcare and trades are probably going to be the first two industries that we really target. But we will be working through this entire list within the next 12 to 18 months. So in the next 3 to 6 months, our focus is going to be healthcare, skilled trades, perhaps advanced manufacturing as well. But then we're going to continue to expand it into all of these other areas. And I know for the question about education. This is the list of education careers that we have on the radar right now. Again, this is not a comprehensive list. This is not going to be the be all end all and then we're done. What we're working to do is create a really solid base library of content, build up a subscriber base who's actively involved in helping us decide what are the next things that we need to create, so that we can just go and continue. And as new jobs become high demand, or as new jobs get created that didn't exist before, we're able to have a career view experience that allows you to represent and show what that is, bringing it into the classroom.
Awesome. We did have Kevin post in the Q&A. This is for my daughter, but do you have a police forensics coming up? As an IT professor, I'd love to see some experiences on information tech, computer forensics, computer security, analytics, computer support, server support, etc.
Yep, absolutely. So we don't have anything on police forensics yet, but I will jot that one down, because we definitely want to be, law enforcement is huge. I mean, there's so many barriers and misperceptions around what it means to be a law enforcement officer and what the various roles are. And so I'm gonna jot that one down. I don't think that one is specifically on this list, but we're going to add it so that we can make sure we're keeping an eye open for an opportunity there. On the IT side of things, we do have so the careers that we've got on the roadmap would include this list, but potentially others as well. And Josh, would it be helpful for me to I can toss this into the chats?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll toss this URL into the chat so folks can.
Awesome.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and we'll post that link for those of you that are watching on the YouTube channel. We'll post that link in the comments below, or in the video description below, so you'll be able to have that there as well.
Okay. Looks like Heather had a question about how we got started as a company. So it's been quite a journey. We've been in so we're in the middle of our 6th year right now. So we're five and a half years old. We started the company in 2016. When we started, we're a husband and wife team that founded the company. We've now grown to a team of 6. We're soon to expand to about 10 folks in the next few months here. But when we started back in 2016, we thought that we were going to shake up the residential real estate market with home virtual tours. And the catalyst for that was Katie, my wife, was actually recovering from back surgery. She was laid out flat on her back, had just had a disc removed, and we were looking at homes at the time. We couldn't determine which homes were worthwhile to go see in person. She was getting really frustrated with that because it hurts to actually get up and go look at these places. We only wanted to be looking at the ones that were worthwhile. That frustration turned into, well, why aren't more people creating virtual tours? Which then turned into, well, her background is in arts, digital media, and psychology. My background is in math and technology and business. And she said, well, why don't we just start doing this? So we said, okay, well, we're going to try to do this. We're going to, maybe make a little money on the side doing residential real estate tours. As we started getting into it, we realized real estate agents don't want to spend any money on anything. So we were not able to sell it at all. And B, doing home virtual tour shoots is not very exciting. It's really repetitive and not fun at all. And it just wasn't something that we took both of those as a sign that, okay, no, this is not something that's residential real estate is not where we need to be. So we started looking for other opportunities. And one of the things that I remember loving as a kid was going out to pumpkin patches. So we reached out to a local pumpkin patch here in the Fargo area and said, hey, can we come and create a virtual tour experience for you? And the guy, bless his heart, he had no idea what I was talking about. He said, yeah, you can come on here and take some pictures. So we went and we created a virtual tour experience of the pumpkin patch, which is a web-based experience, but we also created, a VR-based video for them as well. And there was the only thing that they changed for their marketing that year. And their gate admissions were up 30%. And the virtual tour was the #1 thing that people mentioned when they were coming through the doors at the gate. I'd forgotten that you had carriage rides, or that you had the haunted maze and all of those things. So that got us thinking into, okay, there's an economic development function here. As we started getting into economic development and tourism, we started moving into the workforce development route, because communities are really struggling, are really struggling to draw people and to fill open jobs. So I was actually invited to present to the North Dakota Governor's Workforce Development Council on this idea of using interactive imagery and virtual reality for career exploration. That turned into our first couple of projects, which then we brought to our state career and technical education department. That ended up turning into the grant funding that allowed us to create the first 12 experiences. We've created those first 12 experiences and tested those with a number of educators and students. And now we've brought it to a point where we just actually earlier this week, we had applied and done a Shark Tank style pitch to the state of North Dakota for funding to be able to really accelerate creating a full library of content. And we were awarded a pretty substantial sum to be able to start producing this next library of content. So it's been quite a journey, lots of pivots and adjustments and challenges, but that's the nutshell version of it. And I can certainly, anyone who wants to hear the full story, we can certainly set up some time, and I'll be happy to kind of walk you through what that entire journey was like.
Right. We have another question from Kevin, kind of a nuts and bolts comment, but what equipment do you use for recording the 360 videos? Do you just do video or also 360 photos? And if so, what camera?
Yep. So we use a variety of cameras. Typically when we're shooting 360 photo, we use a Theta Z1. If we're shooting 360 video, we're typically using Insta360 1X2. And when we're creating the experiences, it all depends on what we're wanting to get. For the virtual reality videos where you're wearing the headset, that is all shot in 360 video. For the interactive web-based experiences, those backgrounds are 360-degree photos. So it really depends on the situation, on the lighting, on the proximity of the subjects to the camera, which of those cameras that we use. But those are the two pieces of equipment that we typically use for image capture.
Awesome. Any other questions from those that are joining with us live today? Heather just had a really good comment. Thanks for sharing. Wonderful story. We've been looking for CareerVR for several years, which I think definitely is kind of the reason why myself and ByteSpeed is really excited about the partnership here with Be More Colorful and what Matt and his team are doing. It's filling a need that we've seen time and time again of schools, especially wanting to have career type CTE type videos or experiences that they can load up in VR to really give those students a chance to see what those careers that might have a not great reputation or just not knowing a lot about them. And I think this is a really powerful solution to be able to kind of give those students a chance to have that peek behind the curtain and be able to actually get in and experience things themselves, and then maybe want to explore that further. So
absolutely. And that's the whole focus of this, is creating opportunities for earlier and more diverse career exploration, because you can only make a career decision based on what you've been exposed to. And if that's very limited in scope, your options are very limited. Our goal is to have every single high demand job or a flavor of every single type of job available, so that when a student says, hey, I want to be this, you're able to in 5 to 6 minutes be able to say, okay, well, go explore this a little bit. See if that's something, does that really pique your curiosity? Is that something that you can really see yourself doing? Or maybe a difference, maybe something more along these lines. The other thing that we're really excited about is that with a lot of educators and career counselors, they also have not had the opportunity to physically get out and see these locations. So a lot of the counselors that we're working with, well, every counselor we work with, they've never been on top of a wind turbine, right? What is that experience like? You can't do that unless you're enrolled in a program, but we're able to create those experiences so that you can experience that firsthand and get a sense for, could I see myself in this environment? And that ability to just very, very quickly deploy experiences that bring the job site into the classroom. We're just really excited about the opportunity to work with folks to solve that problem. This is our business, but this is very much a passion project for us. It solves a huge need, and it's something that we're really excited about being able to tackle.
Awesome. So if people want to learn more, and actually, Heather, you just had a great comment. Our organization would like to visit with you and let you know what we're interested in. We've been working with schools in the rural Oklahoma area to bring career information experiences to them through VR. And that kind of ties into, I think, probably a little bit of a wrap up here. But if you're looking for more information, if you want to have kind of more of a personal one-on-one meeting with Matt and ByteSpeed and Be More Colorful to kind of talk about the solution and how it could be deployed in your school or in your organization, we've got a page on our website that I'll drop in the chat here. It's just bytespeed.com/CareerViewXR. That has a little form at the bottom of the page that you can fill out, and that'll kick back, just kind of start the scheduling process to, like I said, get that one-on-one meeting. We can talk about solutions that we currently have and that Matt and his team are working on. And again, like how it would fit into your school, how we could deploy it. And we'll definitely be an awesome resource. And we'll send more information about that after the webinar today. So. Yeah. Matt, if people have questions for you specifically, how can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to get in contact?
The best way to get in contact with me would be just shoot me an email directly. It's just Matt, M-A-T-T @bemorecolorful.com. Happy to schedule a time to chat through anything individually, or if there's any resources or specific questions that you have, I can certainly send responses via email as well. We really want to make sure that what we're creating is something that is functional and practical in the classroom. So I would really encourage any of you that do want to, even if you just want to kick the tires or brainstorm some ideas, this is how we're going to create something that is really transformational in the career exploration, is working with experts like you in that. So I really want to encourage you to reach out if there's any comments, suggestions, questions, or ideas that you want to share.
Awesome. Well, and Matt, I just want to say thank you from the ByteSpeed side for taking time out of your Friday and giving us an awesome look at what you guys have going on. I'm really excited about where we go from here, and hopefully, we're able to help out some schools and be able to have a lot more students using the platform and being able to look at those awesome options for their careers. So thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing with us today. And we're really looking forward to what comes next.
Great. Thanks a lot, Josh. Appreciate you having me.
Thanks everyone for joining us. And remember to fill out that contact form if you are looking for more information. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.